Here we go, the very start, the West Highland Way, stage 1. Mulgai, Dryman, 12 miles, all in, we're looking at 96 and a half. We're going to do it over 6 days. So we've left Mulgai behind now in stage 1. We're walking through Mugdock Wood on our way on day 1 of the walk. Story time. Here we are then. Walked our way out of Mulgai. First sight of where we're going into the Highlands here. We're going all the way up there. Continuing stage 1. About just over 6 miles in, we found the first major distraction. Not Dan, he's been a distraction throughout. But just over here, just off the course, ran off-piste the Glengoyne Whisky Distillery. For a quick whisky here in the Glengoyne Distillery, and then back onto the West Highland Way. We've all been to the distillery, and we're trying to find the track again. What you don't want to do is leave it to Hobbs to work it out. Another 6 miles to go after a whiskey. That's been recorded. And here's our professional in charge of the walk, it's Stevie. Here we are, pushing on 8.5 miles into stage 1. 4 miles to go until Dryman. Really picked up the pace since leaving the distillery. We've got a feeling that Stevie needs to get back for the big game. Hibs are playing some, I don't know, equally irrelevant Scottish team. But they're our chosen team of choice, I think, for tonight. We just need to get there in time for kick-off. Next guard to waterfall, about 10 miles in. Here. He's the man himself. 2 miles to go. 2 miles to drive. Approaching Dryman, or Dry Men. Couple of dry men here, end of day 1, no rain. Steamy cloud ahead. Nearly 13 miles in. Go. Day 2, West Highland Walk. Just setting out, early start. 7 a.m. leave. Boys have got the coffees. Heading out of driving.
Feeling happy.
It's a big day today. We're turning up the pressure today. 22 miles, over 2,000 foot of elevation. Walking back now towards the Highland Way. Let's go. Big morning for the boys. That's good. I know. Nice out. Going to the forest. The boys. Peace. Galbannon? Gadaban, there you go. It's my accent. Gotta work on it.
Gadabannon.
This guy knows. Loch Lomond, Gadabannon, whatever. We are our first glimpse of Loch Lomond. There you go.
Loch Lomond.
I'm learning.
I'm just walking through Dryman, Gadabannon. We're heading for iconic hill named Balmaha. Look at the scale there, look.
Heading up Conic Hill. Go around to the right of that hill and see the footpath. Bit of a climb. Then straight down for Balmaha, where we're going to have some breakfast. How we doing, boys?
Feel good. Enjoying it.
First big
4.5
hill.
miles in.
First big hill's on the way, 4.5 miles in. Base of Conic Hill. Crossing a nice bridge. And we go straight up, all the way to the top. Let's try and film some of it. Skincare regime, use baby oil every day on my face.
Lovely soft hands.
Only for the midges.
I'm not
Buy all my stuff from Avon. Doubles up as a nice mosquito killer. And you get the perks of having baby bottom skin.
incredibly soft hands.
Absolutely. You don't just want to be safe, you want to look good in this trip.
It's filled with your own skin.
Approaching the summit, Conic Hill. Conic Hill? Conic Hill. It's not Conic Hill. As you can see over here, we've got the heather in the fields.
Taste
Okay.
gradient ratio right now. It's through the roof.
It's really impressive. I won't show you my face because I'm absolutely zipping. But we'll show you Hobbs.
We're doing 3 miles an hour, that's great. How are you guys?
Lovely.
That's lovely. At the top of Conic Hill.
It's scaling a bit, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the boats down the bottom. Little harbour. You see the size of Loch Lomond. Thank you. And heading down Conic Hill, down to Balmaha for some breakfast. Hobbsy leading the way.
Leading the charge, man's hungry.
He's hungry man. However, might be out at sea. On the route, we're going to encounter some, looks like some cows or some sort. Let's see how Hobbs handles out. Here we are, finishing off the bottom of Conic Hill, going through this forest. Much cooler in here. Heading our way down for a bit of breakfast actually. Nearly done 3 hours this morning. Nearly 7 miles, just over 7 miles. Here we go, we've left Balmaha. Got the lock adjacent to us on the left. We've gone up the hill and we're going straight back down. Really useless ascent. Yeah. Pushing up north now, up the lock. Next stop, I'm going to try and pronounce it. Rewardinen. It's not trail, it's not ticks.
What could it be?
What could it be?
We need a clue, Gary. Come on.
We need a clue, mate, come on.
There's more than 3 of them.
Miles into day 2. Oh, there he is. What's he found? just left Rewarding. Going to push up along the further north up the track. Another 7 miles to go today. Up to Inversnaid. There's Hobbs. We're heading through. We're back on the trail. The bad news is that the walk to Inversnaid does have a fair amount of climb. Obviously a very well planned trip this. No fault of my own. I think this ascent might have been installed over the last few weeks. Boys, nice easy last 7 miles, nice and flat. Never mind.
I'm going to shoot the driver from my house. Tom, just talking,
How far away?
depending on traffic.
In the woods for about, I'd say 2 miles from Inversnaid. 20 miles in today. About 3,000 foot of elevation for the day. Still not quite done. Hell of an effort from the team. Bang another one in.
If you look at the other ones, the more you have, the less likely you're going to be hungover in the morning because you're fully drunk.
That's how you feel that. So
You could push your hangover.
The third time's good. It's back to school.
You can push your hangover to the second half of the week as well.
It's true. Otherwise you're going to be hungover all the whole walk.
That's what water's for, though. That's why you get water.
Because you haven't heard that.
Beautiful. Inversnaid Falls, marks the end of day 2. Quite a day. What a finish. Here we go, day 3. Not as early as yesterday, but 9 AM down by the lock. Inversnaid to Tindrum today. So finishing off the lock first bit, walking up the lock to the very top, and then moving on to climb up to Korean Lac and up to Tindrum. It's about a 20-mile day again. About 2,000 foot of climb, I think. It's just before Hobbs falls down there, downstairs.
I'll be taking you down.
Yeah, I know, that's a problem. What can you tell us about Rob Roy? About 3 miles in to today, day 3, on our way to Invernorton. Still the lock on our side, to the left. Another 4 miles to the top of the lock. We're at a particularly muddy bit off the trail, 2 hours, 20 minutes in. And as you can see, sadly wild Hobbs shoes come off in the mud. He's happy to replace sock after shredding straight into it. Only 15 miles to go into Invernorton, first of the 3 checkpoints here on day 3. About just over 7 miles in. Time for some food and a much needed coffee, I think. Well done guys, that's the hardest stretch.
Nearly 8 miles down.
Hardest stretch of the walk done. Let's go find some food. Amen.
Pretty good.
We are about 3 miles until the next pit stop. Weather's turned a little bit. Clouds over the hills. The rain's not too bad. It's quite refreshing, really. Pace has increased somewhat since leaving the lock behind. Got lost briefly when we found a bridge had collapsed, but Hobbs and Shaw march on.
They tell you that it's hard. They tell you it's impossible to mend a broken heart. They'll lead through in a tragedy, pretending that it's hard. It's hard to see a finish when you don't know where to start.
Coming to the end of our second of 3 sections today. We're going down off the trail, down to the little town. Again, I can't pronounce it, but I'll try. Something like Korean Lock. Yeah, that's right. Into the woods, just left, I can't pronounce it, Korean Lac. Bit of food, now up this hill and into the woods, taking us up to the Tindrum. Final stop. Before we continue here on day 3 on the road to Tindrum. Going over the 40,000 step mark for the day. Work our way through the woods.
The forest stage.
Forest stage of today. We've gone through the lock stage, the tricky lock stage, finishing off Loch Lomond.
Surprisingly challenging this stage. It's like a lot of hills.
Again, 2 miles to go back to Tindrum. We finished day 2. Day 3 rather. Bit of a diversion out here that the route takes us through on, but pretty cool. We're in a bit of a valley, aren't we?
Yeah,
It's,
cool.
Yeah, after spending the last few hours in a forest.
That forest.
That forest
On the
there,
hillside.
bloody hell, you can see it, it's huge. So we were in that forest for
Guys up there and back down
a
again.
few miles. We went straight to the top pretty much. Played around there for a bit. Came back down, cut across the main road and then into this valley. It's pretty awesome.
Cheap Valley.
Here we are in Tindrum. Nice actually, really nice. Seems to be quite a popular stop off. Just got to find our campsite tonight, staying at By the Way Inn. But yeah, this is the walkway. Nice little river running by. We've had a bit of rain, as you can see. We're expecting some more tomorrow. So yeah, 3 days in. Another long one tomorrow. It's gonna be another big day today. But I think we were saying yesterday, if we can overcome today, then we feel like we're on the home straight somewhat, with an easier day scheduled tomorrow of only 8 miles. But that said, we've got a battle in our hands today. We've sort of 19-20 miles through the rain. So we're up and out early, trying to get some miles in before the weather moves in. You can see the clouds already forming. Looks like we had a bit of rain overnight. But this will be broken up into two sections really, I think. This first 7 miler up to the Bridge of Orkney, where we'll grab some food. And then we've got a bit of a climb up to the final resting spot tonight of King's House, which is by Glencoe. Coming into the first checkpoint after 7 miles, Bridge of Orkney Hotel. So good morning. Walking through the base of the valley. We'll push on to King's House. It's 10 AM. It's time for some breakfast, I think. There we go. Heading off to my checkpoint. Leaving the Bridge of Orkney, whatever. And the good news is, he's back. He's back. He's still here.
Came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm
Across that hill, I think, did we? We came around the back of that mountain.
Yeah.
We push on. But obviously the big news last night, relating to locks, is Glasgow locked down. Locked down in Glasgow.
We're going over to stay on Friday.
So we're fucked on Friday. The unprompted Max has come along and just smashed out a 16-minute mile. Some people aren't doing that in the marathon. But still out in the middle of nowhere. Look at that, that is pretty cool. Back of the mountain. It's like something out of a film, that.
kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I have kissed the ladies and left them crying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I have traveled hard, sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere with the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm
Just
going.
going by.
If I should become a
Up by
stranger,
Glencoe Centre.
would make me more than sad.
Oh, we made it. Day 4, staying at King's House Hotel. Unbelievably, there's a wild Gary with a deer. Look at that. That is cool. Stop following him for a sec. Oh, you're a poser right in front of the mountain, aren't you? Yep, and look straight at me. There's the money shot.
I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir.
King's House behind here on day 5. Going up the Devil's Staircase to Kinlochleven. Sort of 8 miles, but expecting quite a climb. Some difficult conditions. Took a wrong turn. Faced by the wind, heads were down, missed the turning.
That I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going.
There are. Here's Glencoe. House right in the valley. River running through it. Come through there. Now we're going to go through this forest, I think, and climb the Devil's Staircase. made our way to Kinloch Leven. Penultimate stop here. Well, I guess the final night. It's a good 10 miler today. After you factor in our little detour. Final day. Day 6. Kinloch Leven to Fort William. Straight up that way. Climbed to about 300 metres, walk around the valley, past Ben Nevis, down into Fort William. The crew are ready.
Friday, Friday.
He's saying fry yay, given the fact it's Friday.
Love, live, love, love.
Climb here on day 6. Along the moor now for quite a long time, I think. Well, we've done the whole time. About 30 minutes. Now we'll push on to Fort William. Here we are. 320 metre climb, walk the valley floor now. Nice little descent through the valley. We are up on the trail. Day 6, 7 miles in. Still about 250 metres up. We start the long descent now, I think, to the valley floor, then on to Fort William. So yeah, it's just cleared up, no more rain now. So we've got really wet feet because there's a lot of flooded pathway. Be up to Ben Nevis. The top disappearing in the clouds. Just make out the trail that runs down all the way up here, climbs to the left of the river, runs down, it swings round to the right and up the mountain. We are at the original end of the West Highland Way. Over 100 miles and we've made it. Great job. Fort William. We've done it. Great job, boys. 100 miles completed. From Glasgow to Fort William, through the Highlands, all the way up Loch Lomond and to the finish.